Division of Theater, Film, and Media Arts. First, let me say what an honor it is to be addressing a room full of such intellect and talent. I prepared this speech in the same manner for which I prepared everything over my 4 years here at Temple. So at 4 a.m. this morning in the Tech Center, Starbucks and watching YouTube, I realized what a special group I'd be addressing today. You, my fellow students, my mentors, professors, family, friends, are collectively the most important and influential group of my entire life, and I'm willing to bet that most of you feel the same way. So, no pressure. When we, the class of 2013 as a whole, university-wide, entered as freshmen in 2009, what feels like both a lifetime and an hour ago, we were touted as the most qualified class ever to enter Temple University in its then 125-year history. And so today, at the 126th commencement, we are the most prestigious class to ever graduate from Temple University. There are over 9,000 of us. We come from 57 different countries and 49 states. Apparently, the Alaska Alumni Association is really struggling. We range in age from 19 to 73. Every single one of us shares something in common. We've all had a dicey encounter with a squirrel on Leopold's walk. But at least our parents can't say we didn't gain real-world skills. But of those 9,000 students we gathered today are the artists, and so let's face it, the most important. My first acting teacher here at Temple pointed out to me that artists have always been at the forefront of social change. We are the culture bearers of our graduating class and eventually of our society. One of my favorite quotes comes from Winston Churchill. When asked why he didn't cut the arts budget to support the war effort, he simply responded, "Then what are we fighting for?" Every commencement speaker has probably said something about a changing world that we are going to face. In 1888, when the first class graduated from Temple, electricity was just being invented. Things are always changing. We're prepared. Unfortunately, one thing, at least in our current cultural climate, hasn't changed recently. The fact is that the arts are not appreciated or supported or even understood by everyone. We're theater and filmmakers. How many times have we had to answer the question, what do you plan to do with that? But what do you really want to do? Well, there's a wealth of information that says that we will succeed at whatever. We as artists possess skills such as creativity, collaboration, dedication, the list goes on, that proves we will be good at whatever we choose to do. Many of us will have successful careers in the wide range of paths that encompass the worlds of theater, film, and media. Some of us will choose to do other things. But whatever our course, today we stand here, designers, editors, directors, scholars, actors, educators, technicians, researchers, and much, much more. And we will always be those things. And we will always have a degree from a university that believes in what we do. Temple believes we will be successful. I know because I've gotten 4 calls this week asking if I'd like to donate money. For those of you who may not know, this year marks a major shift for our departments. Theater and Film and Media Arts have been joined together with the Boyer School of Music and Dance and the Tyler School of Art to create the Temple University Center for the Arts, an academic unit which encompasses all of the arts. Thanks to the leadership and hard work of people like Dean Stroker, Professor Peter Reynolds, and many more whom I've been forbidden to do impersonations of, there has already been unprecedented collaboration between departments and an intertwining of art forms here at Temple. In the fall, we were treated to a free concert from Metropolitan Opera and Broadway stars, followed by a masterclass in which both musical theater and opera students performed. This past spring, Temple produced a staged reading of Rodgers and Hart's Boys from Syracuse, accompanied by a full orchestra of music students, featuring dance majors, vocal performance majors, opera majors, acting students, and musical theater students. Of course, our departments, theater and film, have been collaborating for a long time, but I suspect that there are only greater things to come. In 1884, Russell Conwell stood not far from this spot and began tutoring students at night. Just a few years later, in 1889, this building began being built. It would become the Baptist Temple, also referred to as the Temple, and would be the epicenter for the growth of Temple University. 129 years later, after our founder began, we gather in this spot now, the Temple University Center for Performing Arts, graduates of the first class of the Temple University Center for the Arts. In the midst of tough economic times and cuts to our funding, Temple has only strengthened its support of the arts, and by extension, its support of us. I don't need to say much about working hard to achieve our goals or what it will be like in the real world, because we're Temple students. If there's a world more real than North Philadelphia, I get to see it. But I would like to share with you a statement offered by Professor Doug Wager, the chair of the theater department, which I think can extend to all of us. It's a manifesto for our department, but can be taken for any artist. Quote, "The Temple University Department of Theater strives to instill in our students an ethical aspiration to become true citizen artists, highly trained, creative, and deeply informed individuals, committed to making a difference in the future of our human community through applied artistry. Citizens who support and promote the use of artistic expression as a valued tool for creating and sustaining a culture of enlightened and compassionate citizenship and civility." End quote. This is what we can strive for. For those of us with a clear future ahead, and for those of us who don't know what tomorrow brings, this can be the next step. So, as Conan O'Brien says, work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Thank you. And let me be the first to proudly congratulate the class of 2013 and the first ever graduates of the Temple University Division of Theater, Film, and Media Arts.